Capricorn, how you doing? So I've really got to try and get through this because this is like the 4th time that I've tried to do this recording and my dog's gone absolutely ballistic. So how you doing? Steve is back off his travels and I am here, especially like Marty McFly in a time machine, and it's 15:55 on the clock, so some of you may relate to that number, but I am back in time like Marty McFly, and I'm here to do the 15th until the 30th of April for the last half, and I've nearly completed them all, okay? But the same process as it has been before, but over on Vimeo, I will be asking the question, what is going on in your partner's life, okay? Or what's going on in the person that you hold within your mind, what is going on in their life and what they're going through, okay? And then also, how do they think and how do they feel about you, okay? So that should also give you some more information. But we will go through the first lot of 5 houses and see how you've been communicating and what's going on. And then the general overall advice here that I'm going to give you now, because I forgot to pull it from the bottom when I'd finished, and I think it's probably best to do this here. But it will also be over on Vimeo. Private readings and all that kind of stuff is still in the description if you want one, okay? So just send me an email and I'll hook you up. So Capricorn, let's have a look. So it is safe for you to love and religious factors. Wow. So it's safe for you to love. You had this before, right? It's safe for you to love. And religious factors. Your love life is influenced by the religious upbringing and spiritual path. So sometimes this can mean, it's a little bit like opposite, but the same really. Like religious beliefs can also believe of like conditioning of how one is like, it doesn't have to be like religiously, but it can mean like where opposite ends of the scale, you're kind of cut from the same cloth, but you're both completely different. You're both completely different. Like one has been raised one way and one has been raised the other. And that can also relate to religious factors. You can be religious and you can be spiritual, but you can also have a conditioning in your mind that's led you to condition to believe in certain things. And that's why it's like a belief. Because the best thing that you can always do is believe in yourself. Because when you learn to forgive yourself, that's when you stop attracting in fear. You see, fear is such a funny thing when you've been through such dynamic situations in life, okay? Now, the part of projection and why it is safe is because sometimes we don't realize that we're actually projecting. We're projecting, and I've done quite a few different things over my past situations in life when I used to make films. Through projection of blame, okay, and then because we're all cut from the same cloth, sometimes like how can I explain this? It's like fear, it grows, okay, it really does grow, and it grows in the mind, and then what you sometimes don't realize that you do is that you project that out onto like light sources, okay, and because it's a way of kind of like, whoa, hold on a minute, you know, hold on a minute, there's still certain things in me that I need to look at, okay. So sometimes when you start to manifest through not letting go of the past and it still being an issue of when you have like soulmates, okay, that's why soulmates come together also, like new ones, because it's a way of pulling that from you. It pulls you like a magnet. It doesn't just pull you as a person, but it's pulling on your soul. So it pulls that aggression and that religious belief from you, because it does pull your vibration to a vibration of the same kind of aspect. But the religious factors could be different, but you could both be different, but you're still the same. You're still the same because it's safe, you know, it's safe. There's nothing to fear, because this is like feared stuff, you know. It feels good, but when you connect to the mind, that's when another person can feel that energetically and pick up that fear within themselves, and then it creates like a mirror of fear. So then what you can do is you can end up arguing, or you can end up blaming one another. But what you're doing is that you're pretty much just blaming the circumstance that you've been in the past. You kind of push it onto a reflection of a mirror where it reflects that pain back to one another. And it's a bit like a game. It kind of goes from one to another, from one to another. And it's just a way of trying to pull that mirror from that pain from you, you know, because it's safe. So I don't want to go too far into that, but we'll see but your first card, your karma card, okay? So, wow, there you go, the Magician. So you could well be around someone that is very spiritual. This is someone that knows how to create reality This is the reality itself. This is like one, okay? This is like a beginning and a fresh and the universal energy of 8. Okay, so communication of, okay, excuse me. But this is somebody that, where they communicate well with source, because this is the first impression in the self and the appearance and the leadership. So this is someone that knows how to drive things forward, like essentially through spiritual belief, and you've also got religious factors. So this is trying to manifest something new into reality, and this is probably why I was picking up through what you put out is what you put in. You see, the magician, he points up so above, and he also points up so below. But there's like thorns that are between him and reality. So it's like a thorn between two roses, okay? But it's always so above, so below. So what you put out through the mind of universal energy here, what happens here is that you put that out and then it manifests itself back into reality. So things have to be so under control within your mind, because this is where you create reality. It comes from the source of in here, okay, through the cups and the feelings and the emotion. But in order to really be under control, it all comes from the mind, because this is universal energy of 8. And that's why I always say that the most important thing and card in this whole system to me is the 8 of Wands. It's communication, and it's not major arcana, but it's the most important, because I've done this to, I can't remember what other sign. I think it was Gemini. But if I was to sit here and do this, you'd be like, wow. You know, that's how I ended up being this way, is the fact that I don't read things from books or magazines or Google or anything. Everything that I teach is just what I wrote down, what I heard spiritually, you know. So that's the best thing that you can ever do, because what it does, it tells you how, it's like the keys to life. It unlocks the keys to your mind. It unlocks the keys to ascension, to the doors and the opportunities in life that you can have in many different spiritual fields or paths. This is a path that's chosen, okay, like the chosen one, okay. So they might be seeing you as the chosen one, or you as the chosen one, because it's the first impression. So it's someone that can manifest and push things forward into reality, where you want to do that both together, because your appearance and the leadership is someone that is like spiritual. Okay, so it's religious factors, and it's safe for you to love. So, second house, wow, so you got Aquarius. Wow, this is like healing, again, healing. This is someone that's extremely spiritual. So how they see you, or how you see them, this is an Aquarian energy. Okay, but this is someone that deals with like this pure, that's honest, that's like, you know, it's safe for you to love. This is someone like I've done with like Prime Time. This is Adam and Eve and Lilith, right back in the day. You know, someone that's pure, honest, that detoxes and purifies your soul. Okay, so it's wish fulfillment. It means that what you asked for and what you try to manifest is what you get back, which is wish fulfillment. So you have to keep things all under control, because what you want is what you will get. So what you put out is also what you will get back. But it's something in your field that is very, very healing, forgiving and loving, and a guide. Someone that deals with astrology also. Numerology, okay, numerology. But this is someone that's extremely spiritual. And this is how they see you, or you see them. So this is a mirror. This is the mirror of ascension through right back in time. You can't get much more of a mirror, really, than this, because this is purity. This is the karma that is stripped back after so much time, where no one's trying to outdo or blame anybody, because this is just someone that's pure and honest, okay? So that is how they see you, or you see them. So then we go to the third house of how you've been communicating. Wow, so it's been about travel or distance. It's something to do with travelling and distance. Probably also something to do with religious factors. But this is also like a path that's needed to be chosen. But also somebody that wants to travel to see an Aquarian, or anybody, because this is all elements. So all elements now, cards are on the table of saying, this is pure and honest. So you go to the fourth house. The foundation of the relationship is about communicating, delivering, traveling, delivering messages, sorting things out, probably paperwork, wanting to come in and travel. There you go, wanting to travel or communicate to see an Aquarian or any star sign. But basically, travel and communicate with someone that's pure and honest. And that's the foundation of the relationship, really, that it's built on, is the fact that there can be some arguments and conflict that is known as the Knight of Swords, because it's a young progression of soul, okay? So it means new. It's like a new way of communicating. But it might be because there's distance in travel, because this is like the middle. This is between what's in the middle of this and this. So what have we got here? Wow, so there you go, working together. So you go to the 5th house, which is the expression and the passion and the drama. So, well, this is because the expression is like that we want to work together in some kind of field. Like the drama is created by karma, because this is past life. So this relates to soulmate energy, past life conditioning. Okay, past life conditioning. The plate of what I teach about last life, this life. Sorry, I even get confused. The past life, presently, the future, aligning yourself with the truth, working together on a mundane level of what you would come here to manifest into reality, of where two souls come together to do something together. Because you would have to relate, okay? You would have to relate. You would have to, like, because it's relationship, you wouldn't be in a ship or relate with someone that was completely and utterly different than you and had no views whatsoever, no interests whatsoever. You were completely opposite and you basically both hated one another and everything about one another. So you wouldn't relate with anything, okay? So pretty much as soulmate energy, because this is soulmate energy, when that happens, religiously, what happens is that you manifest things from here into reality of what it is that you're supposed to do as souls to work and collaborate together. So as a project, someone might see you as a project, or you them, but this is what you would do on a mundane level. You would work together, and it could well be to do something spiritual, because this is like a scribe also, like a poet, or someone that does ascension work, or deals with past life regression, or healing, because you've got healing here. Okay, so it could be communicating about traveling to do with something about actually working together on a project, okay? Because that's that is the expression, the passion, and the drama, okay? So the drama is the fact that there might be something to do with why things might be a little out of control with the communication, because there is something that you both want to work on together, but there is something to do with travel and distance that could be separating you, but it is still mirroring the fact that it's a very healing, it's like a pulling guide. It's like pulling together. It's like a coming together. Come together right now over me. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. But these are good, you know, because generally what it's saying is don't fear things, you know. When you fear, that's when you start to manifest of what you put out, what you get back, you see. So you have to work through it. You have to work through it together, even if this is not actually working together. It could just basically means that you're willing to work on things together, because you do that through soulmates, you know. This don't have to mean a three-parted relationship. Some of you, maybe, I don't know, okay. But if you're not, this generally just means that some soulmates also, when they come together, there are stuff that they have to work on karmically together also, because they have to break through that fear that may have been created for them to come together, for them to work on it, to actually want to work together permanently on it, because you have to have equality. There you go. Equality is this, is wish fulfillment, is emotional give and take, equality. Adam and Eve, that's what they formed, Adam and Eve. So it means give a little, let a little out, let a little in. You have to let things go to let things in. So you have to let things go from the past, people go, places go. You have to let old karma go. You have to let old thought processes go. You have to let three-part relationships, if you were ever in one, you have to let that fear go, because what you have around you is someone that wouldn't hurt you and that is safe and that is pure for you to mirror probably the same back to one another, to work on it together, pretty much. Okay, that's what I'm picking up. So it really does depend on what goes on through the rest of the houses and what goes on for the rest of the reading. But like I said, I will do these over on Vimeo. It is very cheap in order for you to watch just that if that's what you want to do, or the buy all option. But then I will clarify everything and I will ask the questions of what I said. What's going on with the other person's life that you're inquiring about, and also how do they think and they feel about you, okay? And this is from the 15th until the 30th. Thanks, Capricorn, and I'll hopefully catch you on the flip side, guys. Peace.